good morning everybody. So today is the following day after getting the new wheels installed on the Mazda 3. So what I want to go over is one of the things that I noticed right off the bat from picking up the car. And that is these disgusting, let's get the lights to work, that disgusting gap. And I'm not talking about the ride height gap because we already know that's an issue, but I'm talking about how these tires hide within that fender. Look at that, that is like way out there. I'd like for it to be flush, so the back is even worse. Look at that, that just hides way in there. So the fix for that is going to be using my old wheel spacers that I had on my rally art, and I'm going to go ahead and throw them on this car. And yeah, I still have the original boxing for these spacers. So yeah, these are Chiba wheel spacers. Bought these off of eBay a couple years ago, I believe. No issues getting them on or getting them off. I do believe they were 20 millimeter. Yep. So these are 20 millimeter wheel spacers. Yep, there you go, 20 millimeter wheel spacers. So pattern's the same, center bore is the same, so we should be good to rock and roll. And put them on this Mazda because, yeah, that's just freaking heinous. I can't stand that. Bought some anti-seize, bought a couple corrosion control brushes, little wire brushes to help clean up, some brake cleaner, and that'd be pretty much it, all you're gonna really need. And yep, you're gonna go ahead and bolt them up. So I'll go ahead and do that process on one of the wheels and then knock them out. Alright y'all, step number 1, get your car parked on a flat surface. Step number 2, safely jack your car. Step 3, take off the wheel you're gonna go ahead and start with. So we're on step 3, let's go ahead and do that. Okay, jack's on. I keep this up here just for another additional support. And I got the wheel lug nuts, I already busted them loose before I raised the car. So time to get those off and see how dirty behind this wheel is. Alright, good news is it doesn't really look that bad for being a 2015 and out here in Florida. So make sure whatever wheels you're gonna buy that you want spacers on, that you kind of check on this before. And this is what I'm talking about. See how this wheel, so here's where the studs are gonna be going, and they have these little empty little spots within the center bore. That's what you want. Some wheels, they don't have this concave little cave in here. You wouldn't be able to use hub-centric wheel spacers. So here it is, right? So those holes are gonna match up for your studs on the vehicle. So these are now gonna be your studs that you're gonna bolt up for your wheels. So once that's on there, you get your little lugs, they slide on, and then you do that for all other 5 of them. So now I'm gonna go ahead and show you guys why that little concave portion of the wheel is important. So if you look back here, so your old studs, these guys are going to be going in here in these little spots, and the new studs that are on your wheel spacer are going to be the ones protruding outside of the wheel. So there's our little test fit, everything looks good there. So that's why these little concave pieces are important, because if you don't have that space between, you're not going to be able to hide your old studs within there. So that's why that's important. But yeah, I just want to go ahead and show you guys the, I guess, the science behind it and why that's important, because I know a lot of people kind of overlook that. So there's that. I'm gonna go ahead and test fit this before I clean everything and see how it works. All right, I know this is just a test fit, but it already looks a million times better. I'm gonna go ahead and show you guys. So here is the side that just got done. You can even see the tire poke out a little bit right there at the top. But oh yeah, I'm happy with that. So there's one side, and here's the other side. Yeah, no bueno. All right, since we can officially say test fit is good, what we're gonna go ahead and do is remove all that work and get back in there and clean it, apply anti-seize to the studs, and we'll be good to go. We'll go ahead and hit up the rest of the tires and call it a vlog or a video, and I'll show you guys the end result. Alright, so I got an empty garage. I pulled the car forward just to get a little better view of it before I go fully committed, and yeah, I'm pretty happy with it. Not done side. Done side. Alright, as far as materials you guys are gonna need, let me go ahead and show you. So I bought all this stuff at O'Reilly Auto Parts. So you're gonna need a brake cleaner, help get off all that rust and dust, brake dust, all those contaminants that you don't want on your hub. Then you're gonna need some anti-seize. Alright, so you don't need very much at all, they're just going on the threads. And like I said, couple of wire brushes. I think these are like 80 something cents, so you can dispose of them when you're done. And that's pretty much it. So pricings for that stuff. So the brushes, okay, maybe I lied about it, they're $4. Anti-seize was $8, and the brake cleaner was $6. So overall about 20 bucks worth of stuff. Really not that bad. And yeah, so we're gonna go ahead and clean up this hub. Get the rust off, knock all the rust off, and then apply that anti-seize. So yeah, you just want to take off all that rust, all that good stuff right there. Take your little brush, agitate it a little bit. It really doesn't take much work to do either. And it doesn't have to be completely clean. You just want a nice and even surface for your spacer to sit on there nice and evenly. Use the back of the spacer. So it still has leftover anti-seize and stuff from when I had it on the other car. Just want to get all that gunk off. So we'll have 2 clean mating surfaces. Throw some new anti-seize on them, and we'll be good. Alright, so it's been sitting for a minute. We're gonna go ahead and wipe this clean. Oh yeah, looks way better already. That's all clean. This is all clean. So we're gonna go ahead and mate this now. And actually before we do that, we're gonna go ahead and take our anti-seize and put it on these threads. Alright, so keep in mind, here's the anti-seize. You do not have to go crazy with it. So I'm just gonna apply a nice little line on each of them. That's more than enough. If you want to put a couple dabs here and there, spread it around. It's not a bad idea either. And then that variety pack I actually bought of wire brushes. They have one in there that's like a plastic brush. So I'm just gonna use that and kind of coat it around a little bit, just to make our lives that much easier when we go to take these off later, if I do take them off. So when the nut goes on here, it'll be spreading around all the threads, so you don't need to cake this stuff on. It'll do its job. Yep, alright, so now that that's good, it's not really necessary to do both sides, but whatever's left over on this brush, I'll put it on here. So, there we go, that's coated, this is clean, and it's going on. Take your nuts, and that's about it to that. So there are torques for these. Don't ask me what the torques are. I've never torqued these. Just make sure they're on nice and snug. No different than a tire, you know. So just make sure these are nice and tighten down. Two hands, go ahead, pump it. Oh yeah. Keep going. Keep going, Buzz. Yeah, it is done. Let's go ahead and show you guys what it looks like. So Mazda is pretty much done as far as what we did today. So do a quick little look around for you guys. So just a matter of a week ago, I was sitting on hubcaps, spare tires. I went ahead and picked up new Mazda3 wheels, got them powder coated black, looked good, and then I had the new tires installed the other day, and I couldn't stand that little gap between the body of the car and the tire itself, or the wheels itself, so we went ahead and fixed that today. Get you another view of it. But yeah, like I said, I could not be any happier right now. So this is again my daily. Didn't need anything crazy done to it, so it's probably all I'm gonna be doing. I might lower her here in the distant future, but that's pretty much all to be expected on my car. Just wanted something to look a little tastefully done, and I think I've achieved that with this car finally. Well, if y'all think of anything else that I think I should be done to this car, go ahead and lay it down in the description below. I'm always open to new opinions and seeing things from another perspective. So again, this is my daily. Got my baby out there. It's my wife's car, and yeah, that's about gonna do it for today's video. If you guys want to see anything else, lay it down in the comments below. And as always, never live your life on auto, and I'll see you guys in the next one.